Mukul Rohtagi, former Attorney General of India, is joining us now. Mr. Rohtagi, the 3 judges panel report accessed by NDTV has 2 very damning paragraphs. And I'm going to quote a part of this, and it says very clearly, access to the storeroom was with the justice and his family members and was well monitored without any outsiders getting access without permission. And then it goes on to say that highly suspicious items and not small denomination could not have been placed without the active consent of Justice Varma or his family. This is a 64-page report, sir. Where do we go from here onwards? Where is judiciary headed?
Now, Maria, I have read the report and I have great regard for the 3 judges, their intelligence and integrity. That's not in question. But I must regret that after going through the report, I am convinced that the conclusions of the report cannot stand for more than 5 minutes in a court of law or in a properly constituted inquiry under the impeachment motion mode. And why do I say that? Now, Maria, let me pose a few questions. Number 1, how much was the currency? Number 2, how much was burnt and how much was unburnt? Number 3, whether the notes were genuine or fake. Number 4, why did not the police / fire brigade seize the currency? Number 5, why was not an FIR or at least a preliminary inquiry registered? Why was not any investigation done? Why and how did the police not report it immediately, in as much as why was action not taken? Why, after it was brought to the notice of the Chief Justice the next morning, how come the judge was sitting in court for 5 days? Why did not the Chief Justice react? And finally, I have actually seen the house where the judge was residing. My brother-in-law, former judge of Delhi High Court, Vipin Sandhi, was living in that house. So I am pretty familiar with that house. They are 1-acre houses. The storeroom was a makeshift kind of a room. It is not a part of the living quarters of the judge. The rear entry to all those Lodi estate houses or Tughlaq Road houses was never manned. Who has kept the money? Nobody knows. I mean, there are so many questions which arise which are unanswered that you just damn a judge and his reputation built over maybe 30 years. A judge with impeccable integrity till date, belonging to a line of succession of judges. But I find it very hard to believe. And Maria, let me tell you my own experience. When I was Attorney General, I was living in 10 Motilal, the Nehru Marg, next to the Taj Hotel.
Okay, sir.
It had 8 servant quarters at the back, spread over at least half an acre. Maybe in my 3 years there, I went at the back once or twice. I never knew how many people were living, what were their families, who were their visitors, what is the kind of money or bags or other equipment they kept. Nobody knows. So I mean to say that if somebody kept money or somebody murdered somebody at the back, would I be an accessory to that murder because it was in my house? I mean, it is absolutely astounding that such a report has been given merely on the basis of some presumption. This report is not based even on preponderance of evidence or of a standard which is beyond reasonable doubt. That is the standard of our criminal jurisprudence. According to me, this report falls completely short of this standard. But the reputation of the judge is damned, and let me be practical. Whether the judge goes through the motion of impeachment or not, his reputation is finished, and even if he is exonerated, there is no way that he can be a judge once again. These are my thoughts which I wanted to share with you and the public.
Mr. Rohtagi, you have raised a number of questions and answers to that we do not have at the moment. And you also say, sir, that this report won't stand in the court because there are a number of presumptions. The three senior judges have also recorded eyewitness testimonies in this report, and they're quoting in these 64 pages. If you feel that there are several missing pieces in this puzzle, then shouldn't that be investigated? And what do you have to say that if you feel that Justice Varma's reputation has been completely damned, then what should Justice Varma and his family do now, as the impeachment proceedings is likely to happen next month?
Look, there can be an investigation, but this investigation done by this judges committee, which is an in-house committee, it has no legal standing. It is only a committee formed by Parliament post admission of a motion for impeachment. It is only that committee which is recognized as a committee in law. So, if the judge is to go through the impeachment motion, it is that committee which will examine all witnesses and may come to a finding. As far as this report is concerned, it is only based on presumptions. It is not based on any standard of proof or of beyond reasonable doubt. So it's up to the judge now. He can face the inquiry. The inquiry under the impeachment motion will be of three judges, including a judge sitting or retired of the Supreme Court of India. That will be a proper quasi-judicial inquiry. It will examine all this material, all this evidence with a right of cross-examination to the delinquent. So the judge can have his own lawyer who can conduct cross-examination if he wants to be exonerated and clear his name. Now that is all that is left, for the Honorable Judge to do. I mean, then the law will take its own course. Let's see what happens.
Okay, Mr. Rohtagi.
Course he wants to follow.
Sir, there are 55 witnesses according to this report. Their testimonies were recorded and they were examined. You are of the opinion that that this doesn't have any legal, it won't stand in the court of law. Then how should this entire process be seen?
I want to know what is the conclusion of the report. Who would have kept the money there? 55 witnesses did not say who brought the money or who left the money. I mean, some kind of a makeshift room which has got some rubbish articles in it. I mean, is it conceivable that you're going to have money of that amount? I mean, I had heard there were going to be sacks and sacks of money. Not a single sack was found intact or burnt. Where are those sacks? I mean, just to have 50 people examine, you examined the police and the fire brigade. Why did they not seize it? So you have some kind of a video which was uploaded by the Chief Justice, an unverified video. You just upload it, and the media itself, has played it to the gallery, to the hilt. Therefore, on that day itself, the judge's reputation is damned. So, I mean, just by saying 50 witnesses examined doesn't mean anything. You have to get to the bottom of it. And certainly this report does not get to the bottom.
So, if you feel that this report does not get to the bottom of it, then what next in this case? What next, for Justice Varma?
As you said, it requires a fuller probe. Now, if Parliament has to, admit the motion of impeachment, there will be a fuller probe. There will be a proper 3 judges inquiry, which will go into everything. And I mean, there is no manner of doubt that inquiry will be an impartial inquiry with a right of participation. Because this report doesn't have the right of participation of the judge. It has damned the judge. It has only given him a chance of explanation. So he has given his explanation, which they didn't find to be appropriate. But the fact of the matter is that the basic modicum of natural justice in our country is that you get a chance to cross-examine a witness. You have 50, 60 witnesses, no chance of cross-examination is given. What is the birth of this report? Especially when it has no proper findings.
All right, Mukul Rohtagi, former Attorney General of India, I appreciate your time.